Welcome or welcome back on C-Square. In this video clip, we're going to take a look to some graphs of cosine function. First of all, let's take a look to the Hannon graph, right? F of x equals cosine of x, or f of theta equals cosine of theta. The period of the graph is 2 pi, the amplitude is 1, the midline is y equals 0. And you can see here two periods. And in fact, I would like you to look to one period, right? We're going to look from 0 to 2 pi this period, right? If you notice, in this period we have we start with a max, then a 0, a mean, a 0, and a max. And basically that is the pattern that goes with cosine always. Okay, so we're going to use this pattern for the next graphs. But first of all, let's take a look to property of the cosine function, right? So what are the property? The number in front will be the amplitude, always positive, that's the reason we use the absolute value. The b gives you the number of cycles from 0 to 2 pi, and very important, 2 pi over b is the period of the function. So let's see how we use this in an example. Okay, so we're looking here, and the first thing we notice is this 3, and that will be the amplitude. Then we notice these two, right, which means two things. First of all, the period, 2 pi over b, which is 2. And this can be simplified with pi. So that means the period of this number 9 is pi, and also it means that we have two cycles between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, so let's do this picture. 0, and I'm going to put pi here, and then let's find the other very important points. If you remember, we have those 5 points, right? Here in the middle is going to be pi over 2. Here between 0 and pi over 2, right in the middle, it's pi over 4. And this one will be 3 pi over 4. And basically now we have the 5 points, right? Remember, the first one is a max, then the next one is a 0, a mean, 0, and back to a max. And the max is 3, and the mean is -3, right? These are the 5 points you can use always for drawing a cosine function. And then you can repeat the pattern one more time if you need, and the graph should look something like this. Okay, so now you have two cycles. Pause this video clip and try number 10. So if you have something like that for number 10, you did a wonderful job. The period is pi over 2, and you see the other 5 points. Pi over 4, pi over 8, 3 pi over 8. And we start with a max, 0, mean, 0, and max. And we can do one more time the pattern if you need 2 cycles. So there will be pi, And then we have something like this. Okay, and you can think about what goes here in the middle between pi over 2 and pi, in the middle between these two gentlemen, and right here in the middle between the other 2 points. Okay, let's move to the next set of problems, and let's see number 11. Number 11. We notice this -5. The amplitude, remember, it's always a positive number. That's the reason we use the absolute value. It's 5. And the period will be 2 pi over 1 over 3. Okay? Because we have this 1 over 3 here. Invisible 1, right? The shortcut here is 2 times 3, and that will be 6 pi, right? So now we can really do the graph 0, 6 pi, right here in the middle will be 3 pi, the middle here 3 pi over 2, and what do we have here in the middle? 9 pi over 2. Okay, and now very important, the amplitude is in 5, while we see a -5. That means instead of starting from a max, we start from a mean, right? It's going to be flipped. So mean 0, max 0, and back to a mean. The mean will be -5, the max will be 5. Of course, because the amplitude is 5. And if we need one more cycle, obviously we're going to go to 12 pi and do one more cycle. Pause this video clip and try number 12. If you have something like that for number 12, you did a wonderful job. Of course, you can do another cycle by going to 24 pi. And that's pretty much what we need. Okay. And let's see the last 2 examples where we have also 2 cosine functions, but what is very interesting, we have pi's here. So the amplitude, first of all, will be 3, and the period will be 2 pi over what? Now we're going to need to do pi over 2. And if you remember, yeah, we did this shortcut, 2 times 2 is 4, and the pi cancel out in this case, okay? So the period of this number 13 is not anymore something with pi, is a regular number, natural number, if you want to call it like that, 4. Okay, so for that reason, probably it's even easier to find the midpoints, right? What is in the middle. Here is 2, here is 1, and here is 3. We have the 5 points that we need for the cosine. We start from a max, we go to a 0, go to a mean, go to a 0, or go back to the max. Okay, the max is 3, right? The amplitude is 3, the mean is -3. The amplitude is 3. We need one more cycle. Obviously, we're going to go to 8, and then here we have 6, right? And then we can do one more cycle. So this is number 13. Pause this video clip and try number 14. If you have something like that for one period, for number 14, you did a wonderful job. You can double the things, right? 2/3, that would be 4/3. Okay. And get another cycle. Okay. If you enjoyed this video clip, don't forget to click the like button down, right? And come back on C-Square for more math video clips. Thank you.